This is Root Literacy Design, where we share stories, tips, and tools from current educators successfully implementing the science of reading and structured literacy. I'm Heather Ballantyne, the founder and CVO, and a current literacy coach. Please take a moment to like our channel and subscribe so we can keep helping other educators like you. Today I'm going to show you how to guide students to spell words. We'll start with one-syllable words, and then we'll move into multisyllabic words. As I'm showing you the strategies, you'll see them appear in written form on the left so that it's easier for you to follow along. Let's spell some one-syllable words together. The first thing that we want to keep in mind is that we start with sound and we attach letters. So if we're going to do the word tub, then we want to guide students to tap the sounds they hear in the word tub. So we would say repeat tub, and students would say tub. Tap tub, t, b, attach the letters. If they're struggling, just go back and remind them, what spells t? What spells And they would say u. What spells b? And they would say b. And then you would write t, u, b, read the word tub. Let's do a couple more words. This is a closed syllable word, so let's try it again with other syllable types. Number 2 will be the word go. So you would say to students, repeat go. They would say go. The reason you're asking them to repeat the word is because you want to make sure they heard you correctly. There's many times where a student might say tup or something, and you say, no, the word is tub. Tub. Repeat tub. All right, so number 2 is go. So we say the word go, and then we say tap go, g-o. And then attach the letters G-O. Write and say G-O. Read the word go. Number 3 will be, this was closed, this was open, so let's do a vowel consonant. Let's do the word hike. Tap hike. I-k. Attach the letters H-I-K. Now there's a silent E, so the way I was taught is you can have them wiggle the E to show that it's there, but it's silent. Attach the letters would be H-I-K-E, and then write and say H-I-K-E. Read the word hike. All right, number 4, let's do the word part. This one's an R-controlled word. P-R-T. Attach the letters P-A-R-T. And notice how I'm saying the letters A-R for this because it spells the sound R. So what this is doing, I'm not going P-A-R-T. What this is doing, it's help students understand that there's 3 sounds, P-R-T, and that this sound has 2 letters that spell that sound. So you're going to keep them on that finger and say what spells R, A-R, on that finger. So now we're going to attach the letters P-A-R-T. They can tap twice like that if you want, P-A-R-T, and then write and say P-A-R-T. This is a multi-sensory where our voice is on, and as we write the letter, we say the name, read the word part so we can promote orthographic mapping and getting it in our brain. So they spent all this cognitive energy saying the sounds, attaching letters to the sounds, and now we want them to read the whole thing and map it in their brain. Number 5, let's do a vowel team, the word play. So we're going to tap play, P-L-A. Attach the letters P-L-A-Y. Write and say P-L-A-Y. And that's how you can do one-syllable words. All right, so let's look at this same concept, but now let's do it with another tool. Some students have a really hard time tapping, and then they forget how many times they tapped, like how many they did, how many sounds there were, especially students with working memory deficits. They really struggle with that. So this is a tool that can help them. This has the Alconin boxes. You might be familiar with that. And it has spaces for the sounds, and it has a space to rewrite the word. This board has 2 sides. This board's available at Root Literacy's design store, but there's 2 sides. So this side does not have the skygrass dirt to help with letter placement. This side does have the skygrass dirt to help with letter placement. So I'm going to model today on this side here. This is the more, I think you'll be able to see it more clearly. So let's do these same words again, but let's do it on this board so you can see how to do it. So this is a great scaffold, like I said, for students who are struggling with tapping and remembering how many sounds there were, how many taps they did. What this does is it holds it for you, so it takes that cognitive load off of your brain. So the word tub, you would say the same thing, tap the sounds in tub, or what are the sounds in tub? t, b. And then you can guide them if they need help. What spells this first sound? T, T, right? And say T. What spells this second sound? U, right? And say U. What spells this third sound? B, B, right? And say B. And then they would rewrite the word below and read it, tub. Okay, so this is different because when we did it before here, we were tapping it, holding it in our brain, t, b, and then attaching the letters verbally, t, b, t, u, b. Then we went to writing it. In this case here, we get to go sound by sound if it's helpful. And this isn't verbal anymore. It's not just verbal, it's written, and then we rewrite the word below. So let's do another word. Let's do the word go. So go, what sounds do we hear in go? G, O. What spells G? G. What spells O? O. All right, write and say G, O, go. Let's do another word. Let's do hike. I, K. What spells H? What spells I? I. What spells K? K, E. And you're going to keep the E in there because the way that this works is each box represents a sound. So E can't go over here because then we're saying it has the sound eh or E, but it's not, it's silent. So we just put it right next to here. And if we want, we could help students understand that vowel consonant E helps the first vowel say its name. All right, now we're going to write and say H-I-K-E, hike. All right, let's do another one. Part, P, R, T. What spells P? What spells R? What spells T? Write and say P-A-R-T, part. All right, and let's do the last one. Play, P, U, A. What spells P? P. What spells U? L. What spells A at the end of a word? A-Y. Write and say it. P-L-A-Y. Read the word, play. So that's how we can use this tool to help students. What we could do too, if you want to use both simultaneously, sometimes there's like a classroom sheet or you're looking for more of like a record, so you want students to write it. So you could use both where you have students do P, U, A, P, L, A, Y, sorry, A, Y. And then they could write it over here and do the P-L-A-Y, read the word. So instead of putting it here, they could put it on a sheet so that you have a running record of their ability and their work over time. So what do we do for words that have suffixes on them that students struggle with? So for example, words like likes and bikes and jumped, where you might see students spell them like this, likes, or they might even add an E because they're learning vowel consonant E, and bikes might look like this or like this. And you've probably all seen jumped like this, right, where the ED suffix is the T there. And so because they're hearing the sound T. So what do we do about that? Well, the best thing to do is to teach students to identify the base and identify the suffix and spell the word in that way. So here's what that looks like. If the word was boxes, we would say repeat boxes. And the student would say boxes. And then we'd say, what's my base? Box. Tap box. B-O-X. Attach the letters. B-O-X. Write and say B-O-X. Now what suffix do I need to add to make the word boxes? E-S. Great. Let's do another word, likes. Tap, repeat likes, likes. What's my base? Like. Okay, tap like. L-I-K. Attach the letters, L-I-K-E. Wiggling for my E because it doesn't make a sound, so I'm not tapping for it. Attach the letters, L-I-K-E. Write and say, L-I-K-E. All right, now what suffix do we add to make the word likes? S. Okay, add S. Let's do another word, jumped. Say jumped, jumped. What's my base? Jump. Tap jump, J-U-M-P. Attach the letters, J-U-M-P. Write and say, J-U-M-P. What suffix do I add to make jumped? So it already happened, E-D. Great, write E-D. And How about if I do a word like singing? All right, repeat singing. Singing. What's my bass? Sing. Tap sing. S, I, n. Attach the letters S, I, N, G. Write and say S, I, N, G. What's the suffix that we hear attaching to make sing-ing? ing. Let's write it. ing. So that's how you guide the students. And then, make sure you're reading the words with them as well. Boxes, likes, jumped, singing after they write it with you. The words that we just did on the paper, boxes, likes, and jumped on the whiteboard so we can see how to do it here. So the word is boxes. So you would say the word to the student, just like we did before, guide them to identify the base and attach the suffix. So this is what that looks like. Repeat boxes, boxes. Identify the base, box. What sounds do we hear in box? B, ox. All right, let's attach the letters. What spells b? B. What spells a? O. What spells x? X. Let's write and say B, O, X. What suffix do we add to attach to make boxes? ES. Read the word, boxes. Let's do it again with likes. Repeat likes, and the student will say likes. What's my base? Like. Let's identify the sounds. L, I, k. What spells L? L. What spells I? I. What spells k? K. And then we have to add our E to make the first vowel say its name. Again, the E goes inside this box because each box contains a sound, so we can't put E over here because then we're saying that E has a sound, and it does not have a sound in this word. It's silent. Its job is to make the first vowel say its name in the vowel consonant E syllable type. So once we spell like, we're going to guide them to write L-I-K-E. And what suffix do we add to make likes? And the student will say S, and we add S. All right, let's do the word jumped. Okay, repeat jumped. The student will say jumped. What's my base? Jump. What sounds do we hear in jump? J, p. Okay, now what spells J? J. What spells U. What spells M. What spells P? P. So now we're going to write J-U-M-P. And what suffix do I add to make jumped? So we're going to write ED. So that's how I really like doing it because it separates the base and then the suffix is added down here so the student can really visually see the base plus the suffix. When we do 2-syllable words, we're going to do the same thing that we did for 1-syllable words, but now we just have to do it twice. So the only thing we have to add in is teach our students how to divide the 2-syllable word into each syllable part. So for example, the word combine. A lot of times we'll tell students things like, put your hand under your jaw. How many times do you feel your jaw drop when you say combine? But the main way that is really helpful to identify syllables that students will get it right every time is if they hum the word. So a lot of times if we're like, clap the syllable, or when does your jaw drop? Students don't know when to clap, and oftentimes your jaw doesn't drop with all vowels, like I, the short sound I for I. Your jaw isn't dropping for that one. Your cheeks are actually pulling back into like a grin. If you say I, you'll feel your face turning into like a grinning feeling. So I like to guide students to hum the word. So the word combine, I would say hum combine, not repeat combine, hum combine. So then the students will go, What's my first syllable? Calm. Okay, let's tap. Now it's just exactly like we did with 1-syllable words. We just have to do it twice. So we're going to guide them to do each syllable just like a 1-syllable word. So we'll say tap calm, k, ah. Attach the letters C-O-M. Write and say C-O-M. Okay, what's our second syllable? If they forget, give them the word again. Combine. Have them hum it again. Say hum, combine. What's the second syllable? Bine. Tap, bine. B-I. Attach the letters B-I-N-E. Write and say B-I-N-E. Read the word. Combine. Let's do another one together. Let's do conquest. Hum, conquest. Okay, what's our first syllable? Con. Tap con. K, attach the letters C-O-N, write and say C-O-N. All right, what's our second syllable? Quest. Again, if they can't get there, guide them to hum the whole word again. What's my second syllable? Quest. Tap quest. Qu. S. T. What spells qu? Q-U. What spells E? What spells S? And what about T? T, right? And say Q-U-E-S-T. Read the word conquest. Let's do one more. This one's going to be a consonant L-E word. So the word is table. So hum table. What's our first syllable? Te. Tap the sounds. T, A. Attach the letters. T-A. Write and say T-A. And what's our second syllable? Bull. How are we going to spell that b-ul sound in a consonant L-E? B-ul. B-L-E. Right? Right, and say B-L-E. Read the word table. So that's how we can start guiding students to do two-syllable words that follow a lot of the syllable rules. So let's look at the word replayed. There are two ways that we could spell this word. We could spell it by morphemes, where we think about, is there a prefix, is there a base, is there a suffix? And the student might be able to say, I hear re, my base is play, and then my suffix is ed for replayed. And that's perfect. Other students might need a little more guidance because they might end up spelling replayed something like this, where they don't do the ed here. If they just do it completely phonetic and say replayed. They might also do it something like this, where they're using AI in the middle. So it can be really helpful to guide them to what's my base, and then what's my suffix. That's what we want to get them to for a word like this. So if we wanted to, we could say, take the suffix off. What are we left with? Replay. How would you spell that? R-E-R-E, play. P-L-A, P-L-A-Y. They can tap and sound out as needed. But really, once you're getting into these larger words, we want them to be able to use all of the strategies that they know of being able to tap sounds, attach letter to the sounds, listen for prefixes, identify the base, and look for suffixes. So the best way to do replayed, we see clearly we have the prefix, we have the base, and we have the suffix. So if we break it down like that for them, it's going to work out great. And play is phonetic, P-L-A. So if they struggle with that, they can tap the sounds and attach the letters. So the next word, let's look at constructed. So for constructed, not many students know that con is a prefix or that struct is a Latin bound base. And so it might be helpful to guide them to, do you hear suffix at the end? What are we left with? I hear constructed, I hear ed. What spells ed? Ed. Okay, what's our base? And even though the true base is struct, again, they may not know that con is a prefix. You could say, what are we left with, or what's my base? But we're trying to get them to say construct. Then we can do the strategies that we know where we hum construct, and break it down syllable by syllable. So what's the first syllable? Con. Tap the sounds. K, ah, attach the letters. C-O-N. Write and say C-O-N. What's the second syllable? Construct. The second syllable is struct. Let's tap the sounds. St, r, k, t. And notice how I had to go around. I only have 5 fingers, right? So we had to go around, and our sixth sound go back here. St, r, k, t. Now we could slow down if we need to. What spells S, t, r, and just kind of go sound by sound with them. K. What spells that last sound? T. Okay, now what do I have to add to make construct ed? E-D. Okay, read the word, constructed. So when we get into multisyllabic words, we have to be explicitly teaching students morphology and to apply all the strategies they know, which is to spell words by syllables and by morphemes. Okay? I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for all of you do. Please like and subscribe so that we can keep helping more educators like you.